They divided these up into 3 problems. It used to all be one kind, but now they switched them so you've got shorter ones to do. So the first ones are graphing the ones in the form of y equals mx. The m in your equation is your slope. So if you know some things about slope, you kind of will have the right idea if your line is going the right way. If my line goes uphill as I go from left to right, my slope should be positive. If it goes downhill, my slope is going to be negative. So when I look at this equation, I know it's going to go up as I connect my dots. But all I'm really going to do to graph my line is make a table. And I'm going to pick some numbers for x, plug them into my equation and find my y and plot my points. So when I pick my numbers, I want to pick nice easy numbers. Notice I don't have 50 on my graph. I don't want to put 50 in there. That's way too big. I want nice small numbers that are easy to work with. Usually I just pick 0, 1, and 2 because they're nice and easy to work with. I'm then going to take those numbers and plug them in for the x up here in my equation so I can find y. So if I take 3 times 0, my answer would be
0.
3 times 0 is 0. Then I'm going to do 3 times 1. 3 times 1 is 3. And then I'm going to do 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Now when I plot my ordered pairs, the left or right is the x direction, the up or down is the y direction. 0, 0 is the first one I'm going to plot. 0, 0 is just going to be right in the middle. I didn't go over any and I didn't go up any. The next one says I'm going to plot 1, 3. Means I'm going to go 1 to the right and up 3. 1 in the x direction, 3 in the y direction, and that's where my dot is. The next one says 2, 6. So I go 2 in the x direction and 6 in the y direction, so I go over 2 and up 6. They have you do 3 points just to make sure everything lines up straight. Then what you're going to do is take your ruler tool, click on 2 of those dots, and then take your pencil tool and draw your line so that hopefully you have a nice straight line when you draw.
Does it matter where you start your line? I mean, because you got it way down there and negative, that don't matter?
Normally they will start the line and go all the way through the graph because lines go on forever.
Okay.
But are they going to count it wrong if you don't? No.
Okay.
So just so your line goes through the dots that you have drawn. So you'll notice this one had a positive slope. As I connected my dots from left to right, I was going up because my slope was positive. Number 5, my slope is going to be negative. I'm just going to leave it there so we can compare what they look like when we're done. But again, I'm just going to use 0, 1, and 2 because they're nice, easy numbers to use. And then I'm going to plug them in and find my answers. So negative 5 times 0 is 0.
What was it going to be?
Right? Negative 5 times 0 is 0. Anything times 0 is 0. Then I'm going to have negative 5 times 1. Negative 5 times 1 is?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. Now when I do negative 5 times 2, what do I get?
Negative 10.
Negative 10. And can I fit negative 10 on my graph?
Nope.
Nope. So I probably want to go and do a negative 1 just so I can get a third point on my graph. So if I do negative 5 times negative 1, I'm going to get
5.
positive 5. So I can't do that point. It won't fit. I'll plot my other ones. So 0, 0 again is right in the middle. And then we have 1, negative 5. So to do 1, negative 5, I'm going to go 1 to the right, down 5. So over 1, down 5. And then I'm going to do negative 1, 5. So I'm going to go 1 to the left and up 5, right? Back to negative 1 and up to 5. So that when I connect my dots, since my slope is negative, I should be going downhill, if I could draw straight, as I go from left to right. So this one had a positive slope, it went up. This one had a negative slope, it went down. And negative 5 is a pretty steep slope. So number 6 now, they threw a fraction in there. When I am doing fractions, I have to be a little more creative on what numbers I pick because I don't want to have to put fraction answers in when I plot my points. So if I have a fraction, I'm going to use 0, and then I'm going to use multiples of that denominator. The denominator is 3, so what would be multiples of 3?
3.
3 and?
1.
Nope.
Oh, 3 and
What's another multiple of 3?
6.
6. Because that way I can cancel out those fractions and I won't have those ugly fractions in there. And of course, if you have trouble with the fractions, you could use your calculator. But if I start and I do 2/3 times 0, 2/3 times 0 is going to be,
2/3.
no,
Oh.
anything times 0 is
Oh, yeah,
always
0.
0. So 2/3 times 0 is going to give me 0. Then I'm going to do the 2/3 times the 3. Now what happens when I take 2/3 times 3? I can cancel, right?
Yep.
So I can cancel the 3's out of there and I just get
2.
2. 2 times 1 is 2. And if I do 2/3 times 6, again I can do some canceling. 3 goes into 6 2 times, so 2 times 2 is 4. Same thing you get if you used your calculator. So now I've got some nice, easy numbers to plot. 0, 0, right in the middle. 3, 2. How do I plot 3, 2?
You're going to go 3, go up 3, and 2 over.
Which way do I do first? To the right.
To the right.
3 to the right. That's my x direction, right? My x is left or right.
Oh.
So I go 3 to the right and up 2. So where would 6, 4 be?
You go 6 over and 4 up.
6 over and 4 up, exactly. So that when I connect my dots, I know my slope is positive because it's a positive 2/3. Those dots go uphill as I go from left to right. All right. So those ones are the ones where you just have the number in front of the x.